This is Rip the Fence.
Call me Big Daddy.
Presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Time for yeah, you damn right I got time out there.
Also brought to you by Hercules Tires.
So what you been up to?
Living the dream, I think.
What the heck?
I've been living the dream for Parker.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What does he have you doing?
They got some new trick lake house in Rochester.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
So they moved out of Kokomo.
No. It's just a lake house.
Oh, it's the lake house.
They're not gonna live there. It's just a lake house.
Right.
Just
Is that why
it's
Parker
just
got that boat?
Did you see that thing?
Yeah, it's nice.
Have you driven it yet?
I didn't. All I knew is that the old boat was gone, and then a new boat appeared.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and then they got a great big, have you seen the big boat?
No, I've just seen Parker's wake boat.
Yeah, so they got a great big, well, I want to say it's maybe 40 foot, like boat that hauls ass.
Oh yeah.
Scott bought it cheap and then redid it, and it's got two big blocks in it. I think it's about $100 every time you pull the hammer.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Wow, that's great. So how was your first experience getting back in the sprint car? Did you miss it?
I didn't miss the agonizing work leading up to it. So this whole scam of a propaganda going on
In our country right now?
Yeah. It helped me, if anything, because it was the first time since I bought my house that I wasn't hurt but didn't have to go to a race.
Mm-hmm.
So I did everything that I've neglected for since I guess 2016. And so I did everything but my race cars, and they weren't ready until Saturday at 11:30 in the morning.
That sounds like you, Robert.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I mean, one day it's going to get to be where it's not that way, but it just hasn't got there yet.
When is that one day?
Yeah, hopefully soon. I hope my dad, I think by September might be out here full time to where I'll have some help, because right now I got no help.
That'd be good. You went back to the red car.
Yeah, I had these bodies they were given to me 10 years ago, and they just been sitting around, and I was going to run them a year ago, and then I didn't. And so I just said, might as well burn them up.
Yeah, there you go.
I like it. It's like a little candy
free
cane.
is for me.
Mm-hmm.
So how old is that car?
I don't remember. It's pretty old.
Wow, that is crazy. I can't
Still
believe.
fast though.
I was gonna say I can't believe how good you get around in those things. Like you've been off for a while, with the injury, and it's like you're still right there.
Yeah, just I switched to CSI shocks, I think, sprint week of 2018. I couldn't get – I've ran pros since I moved here, and they quit making them about, I don't know, probably 8 years ago, and I still have about 100 of them, and we were just using them for parts to make more, and got to where my shock program was all screwed up, so I changed. And I haven't got the feel that I'm looking for, probably because I'm a pain in the ass. And what the feel that I'm trying to accomplish is not an easy task to get. So we've got closer and closer, and I figured the best way to know where I'm at is to go back to one of my old cars and see get back to home base per se and make sure I'm where I need to be. So I'm almost there. Hopefully in the coming weeks we can get something that's it's not the shocks. It's me. Like there's a certain feel that I'm looking for, and if I get comfortable, I'll be tough to beat. But I'm not quite there yet.
I hear you say that a lot. What is that feel? Like what? I mean,
I
can
don't
you
know,
explain it, or is it just something you just know?
I mean, it's just something like I know by the time the green flag drops if I'm going to win or have a chance to win, or if I'm going to run 10th. And so then it's just, you got to decide whether you're going to try and make something happen or ride around and not tear your shit up.
Yeah.
So it's one of them deals to where I used to just, go for broke like the rest of these goons do. But that doesn't, unfortunately, that doesn't pay the bills. So now I'm just, I'm not far off. And I feel like I was probably closer than I expected. Hell, I haven't ran that car since the last time I ran that car. It was all bent up, and I won at Tri-State. Would have been September of 2018. And I hadn't run it since. I had it fixed, and it doesn't matter who fixes it. For some reason, it's like perfect every time.
That's good.
That's crazy. So your injury, what exactly did you hurt?
Well, I broke this arm, and the bones came out right there.
Oh, God.
And then they had to plate both bones, and then they did 3 surgeries just trying to close this part of it up. And they couldn't get it, so they had to do a skin graft. And then I guess January 9th or something, they took the skin graft out, and they took the plate out of the outside of my forearm, because anything that touched it, it would like drop me to my knees. And I was against they wanted to put a screw from a 6-inch long screw from my elbow down the outer bone where they took the plate out, just for precautionary reasons. Obviously, at that time, they still weren't aware of this wonderful coronavirus. So we thought we were going to be racing, and so they wanted to put it in. They said it would be a year before the bones were like 100%. So that would be like, I would guess about today, maybe yesterday, today, tomorrow would be a year. And so I pushed against it, and they finally said, hey, we need to do it. So I obviously had no choice. And that then, since then, the screw head has caused tendonitis of the elbow. So like they told me that 2 weeks after surgery, I would be just as good as I was before I had that last surgery. And 2 weeks, like the morning of surgery, I could do 20 push-ups and curl 20 pounds 20 times. And 2 weeks later, I could do nothing. I could curl weight, but I couldn't do any pushing away or any tricep movement. It just ached in my elbow, and it was that way for like 6 weeks. I went back to the doctor, and he's like, hey, everything's healed 100%. Let's go ahead and take the screw out. Well, now they can't take the screw out because of the coronavirus. So they gave me 5 shots of cortisone in my elbow, and they said, be careful for 2 weeks. And after that, like, I've had 0 pain and 0 issues, and I'm back. It's getting stronger every day, but it's starting to wear off. That was probably, I don't know. They said it'll last 3 months, and it's got to be about the end of its tenure.
Did you feel okay in the car when you got back in it?
Well, I can't tighten my seat belts. Like I can't pull with my right arm. I have to tighten, but I have plenty of grip strength. I just can't pull like any pulling away. Like it just is shot. I can lift, probably as good as or not quite as good as I could, but, I don't know. I think I probably felt like a fish out of water on Saturday because the weekend before I went and ran Sealing Grove, which is, I didn't know you could go that fast in a sprint car. And so going from there to, a place like Burlington where you really got to get the thing turned, it was like polar opposites. I think I turned 4 times in the first corner.
Mm-hmm.
And,
is the wing car because of that? Because you have to run it straighter? Is that easier on you?
I think in the long run it will be. I truly believe, like, Brady Bacon is probably more consistent. Like I feel like anybody who goes in wing races and even if they're just mediocre, it helps your non-wing program that much, just because you get going so much faster. You almost can process it when you slow back down. I mean, it ain't, Brady makes it look easy as far as bouncing back and forth. Obviously, probably not as easy as, Larson per se, but, he can go to Eldora and run both cars on the same night and not seem to, have any issues from it, where it's not what it looks like. You just don't get in and you have to make yourself not turn and, and hold the thing wide open versus not. Like, I overshot the corner. Like, you think you can go further than you can. And, then it's too late. Luckily, there wasn't a wall in turn 1 and 2, or I probably would have knocked it down on Saturday.
Physically though, is the wing car, like, given the fact that you're still kind of rehabbing, is that because you aren't turning as much? Does it put less stress on your arm?
I mean, I don't feel like I don't have any pain or any stress. Like, I feel like maybe, like, I tested the wing car a week after they had done the cortisone shot in March. That would have been the end of March, and they had said, hey, you need to be careful for 2 weeks because all those ligaments from the cortisone can easily snap. So I was like trying to baby it, and then we went and tested for 3 hours and ran a couple hundred laps.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of that day, like, I was tired. My left arm was tired from compensating for my right one, but I didn't since then I haven't noticed anything. Like, I know that it's weak, like when I try and go do certain things, but I don't really notice it.
Mm-hmm. You've actually had quite a bit of bad injuries. Where does that one kind of rank?
I mean, as far as it was the most painful thing I've ever dealt with in my life, until they got it stabilized, or until they did the surgery. And it's just, like, I guess more or less I expected it to go back to 100% because that's kind of what they said. But then, the further along it goes and, you have more issues, and they're like, hey, like, you should just be lucky that it works. And, they call them doctors for a reason, I guess. They're just practicing medicine. Every person that goes under surgery is just another guinea pig.
Is that what they told you? Said,
no,
here, we're gonna try some stuff here. Hope it works for you.
Yeah, that's what I told them. I mean, I've been lucky. There's Ortho India has probably the best group of doctors in the country as far as, putting you back together. And David Schwartz, who fixed my neck and back, he knew that I wrecked that night. He kind of follows my racing ever since he fixed me up, and he had called down and seen who was there, and they knew I was coming before I even left Kokomo, the animal hospital at St. Joe.
The animal. So, well, here's what and Dillon maybe can, I don't know if Dillon has had bad injuries or something like that, but like after all these injuries, at some point, are you just like, why am I doing this?
No, I mean, nobody's promised tomorrow, and everybody's going to die. And this is all I've done my whole life. I guess I started racing a quarter midget when I was, 4.5 years old. When you don't have anything to do, like, if you want to go buy a boat, boats are expensive for one. There's no return on your investment at all. And, everyone wants to go with you, and then nobody wants to help clean it. So it sounds like it would be fun, but after about 6 months of that, you would be, over it. At least, if you run well enough, you can, and if you get enough sponsors, you can generally, hopefully break even is the goal. I would say most car owners I don't take any money out of my race car. That's why I go to work every day, just so that I can survive and pay my bills and offset, to keep this thing going up and down the road, because it's obviously not a cheap game to be in, but I'm going to die at some time, and I might as well keep doing what I enjoy. I enjoy the aspect of going to the racetrack and competing against, knowing that probably 8 of the other guys there have more money than me, and I have to outsmart them by whether setting my car up the right way and then driving better than them. Like, I guess I get satisfaction out of being able to beat them, knowing that they hung out at home all week and, jacked the dog or something. And I went to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, worked all day, and came home and right now I have no help other than Brittany, and so it's just me getting the car ready, and she tries to handle merchandise and whatnot and all the things around the house, so that I can be in the shop from the time I get off work to the time I go to bed. And I don't know what else I would do. So I think, knowing that I can beat these guys who drive for guys that have, I don't want to say unlimited money, but a hell of a lot more money than I've ever seen in my life. So that's probably the reason why I just keep doing it.
You were talking at the start about building this lake house or whatever. What exactly are you doing to help it?
Nothing. I'm just he's going to put a new like concrete pavers and like a seating area and stuff out by where he's getting ready to put a boat dock in for Parker's boat or whatever. And so like Friday, I needed to be here building my race car that was halfway put together. And but ultimately, work comes first unless I'm at the racetrack. So I spent all day up there. We had to unload I think there was 50,000 pounds of 48,000 pounds of concrete pavers and like seating stones and whatnot. So, if I wasn't there, I would have been at Subaru, and Subaru's kind of slow right now, obviously being an auto manufacturer and not selling that many cars. So I would be somewhere probably, but it's going to be nice when it's all done. You're going to have to go and hang out there.
I know. I'll look for my invite.
Yeah.
I think the grand party's maybe July 4th weekend, I'm guessing, because everything's a mad dash right now to get it all done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll be good. So you mentioned T-shirts. Do you still have your Outlaw T-shirts that you're selling? The ones that you
What's
made?
that?
The Outlaw T-shirts. You still have those?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I got a pile of shirts.
weren't those made after the whole Eldora thing?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I thought those were sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta get one of those. All right, Robert. It was good to talk to you.
Yeah.
Where are you racing next?
I guess I thought I was going to Williams Grove, but they decided not to race. So I'm going to try and I have a second car that I was trying to get put together. So I'm going to stay here on
For Dillon?
Friday and Saturday. Yeah. He always has to work. He only can run like practice day or something.
I got to make money just like you do, bub.
Yeah. Work sucks.
I know. It gets in the way.
I wish that I was born in the Lucky Sperm Club.
You and me both.
Yeah. Yep. But, I think you appreciate, what you have a hell of a lot more whenever you had to work for it. So
yeah, no doubt.
There's pros and cons to it all. So if I can get this second car done before Sunday, because I'm going to go to Pennsylvania next weekend, and I'm going to run Hobstadt on Sunday with USAC, and then I'll go to Pennsylvania for the following weekend, run Port Royal, and I think Williams Grove and Port Royal, and then obviously I'm going to stay out there and run Speed Week, which is like 9 nights in a row. So hopefully by then I think there's 12 nights and 16 days. Hopefully by the end of that I can be up to speed or not look like a jackass.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Otherwise, there isn't going to be any money left for the wing car, and it'll just be back to USAC racing.
Well, have fun with it. Good luck with everything, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, man.
Thanks, Robert.
Have fun.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area.
Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting a ticket?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, it did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTire.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Robert Ballou, the madman, as they call him, and he is a madman, getting back into a car after he breaks his body every time. That's crazy to me. Like, his bones was sticking out of his body. That was the Kokomo crash, right? Where
Yep.
He ran into the back of a car coming to the checkers.
Yeah.
That's rough. You never had any bad injuries like that, have you?
No, knock on wood. But I mean, he's right. When it's something that you've done literally your whole life, and he obviously has a real job, during the week, but for a long time, his primary source of income was being a race car driver. So when when that's how you live your life, it almost feels unnatural to not have it. It does feel unnatural to not have it. So when you're all healed up, you've still got the itch, obviously, so you still want to do it, but part of you probably feels like you have to do it too.
Mm-hmm. And he's a racer. He's a true racer.
Yep.
I mean, he's building his race car, at 11:30 a.m. before the race, and he had to drive all the way out to Iowa. I mean, it's like, that's just nonsense to me, but they do it. They put on the show, and that's why he's one of the fan favorites.
Yeah. He just texted me. He said, "What T-shirt size is Old Heavy Lunch with a bowl of pasta or something?" Emoji.
Tell him I need triple digits.
All right.
Triple X.
Well, I'll tell him. Yeah, I got to cover up those moobs.
Well, I need to take it to the beach with us if I can get it.
Your moobs?
Well, I'm taking the moobs to the beach. There's no stopping that. But talking about the Robert Madman shirt.
I don't think you're going to have it. He's not going to ship it overnight to you. That costs too much money.
No, I know he's not. But I got to figure out what we're doing. We're going to the beach, by the way. Rip the Fence is heading to old Jacksonville, Florida this weekend to put down some bush lattes and hopefully some pina coladas.
Yeah, live from the beach.
Live from the beach we will be, not working at all. All right, what are our hat shakes presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts? Who do you got?
Well, I don't know. Did somebody race this past weekend?
You texted me one that you had.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Venner.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah, that's awesome. So I mean, he was around, early to mid 2000s and raced, and then just stopped. Went and had raised a family and stuff, I guess, and went to work and came back this weekend and made both USAC national sprint car shows. One of the nights locked in through the heat race, and hasn't run a USAC race since 2006 and hasn't raced a sprint car in like 2.5 or 3 years, and just comes back like it's no big deal and makes the show both nights. So I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of a blast from the past, from the Thunder era, and good to see he's still got it. Yeah.
Mine's going to have to go to our episode 94 guest who swept the weekend with USAC, Justin Grant.
JG.
They have been phenomenal.
It was the luck of this show. Maybe Robert will win this weekend.
Yeah, we had him on the show. He went out to Iowa, won both races, and brought it back home in one piece. I mean, they're really good right now. And the midget and the sprint car, but he's got a shot to win a sprint car title, I believe.
Yeah, he's been really stout across the board so far. So, and always good in a Silver Crown car too. So they can get those things back on track. He'll be tough in all three.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A special hat tip to Sunshine. He's been running really well in the sprint car. Saw he went out to Knoxville and was good there, and made a couple shows with the Outlaws. That's one of the, Robert was talking about Brady Bacon. I wanted to bring up Sunshine because he's been jumping back and forth. He raced I-55 at USAC, and the night before was at Knoxville with the wing car. I mean, he's been all over the place. Yeah, he ran third at Knoxville and then went to Peebly. So he's those guys that are good, they just know how to adapt. They figure it out quicker than a lot of other people do because that's because they're good. And that's why they have the success and opportunities that they do. So it's only probably a matter of time before he, and he's raced wing cars before, before now, but it's probably only a matter of time before that Clausen Marshall wing car, finds victory lane. Well, it has already, but on a bigger scale. Yeah, with the Outlaws and with the All-Stars. Yeah. Larson's been kicking everybody's ass with the All-Stars. What do you won, like 5 in a row? Yeah, he's been good. It's crazy. What's racing this weekend? So USAC sprint cars? Yeah, USAC sprint cars at Hobstadt, and then midget week starts Tuesday at Paragon International. So that'll be, it's a good time right now for racing. And obviously, with midget week, the local sprint cars race every night. So I've seen that the entry lists are pretty much all filled. So they're going to have, close to 50 midgets every night and, like 40 or 45 sprint cars. So it's going to be, great fields all 6 nights. If it rains in Jacksonville, we'll just have to watch Flow Racing all weekend. Yep, we will. Our Busch lattes. Yep. I think we should get off the Busch plan. I mean, it's not good beer. Boy, that's a big change for you. I mean, you're like, I drink Coors. I'm like, Coors is disgusting. Like, well, everybody likes different beers. Everybody likes their own brand. Yeah. I mean, Miller Lite's the way to go. But so I was telling you this. My beach beer is Hamm's. Yeah, which is appalling. No, it's so good. Hamm's is so good. It's like $10.99 for a 24-pack. Yeah, you can buy a pallet at Sam's Club for like $15. That should tell you something. It's a historic beer. It tastes good. It tastes better than Busch Light, I think. Well, if you're drinking your beer for the historic purposes, you have other problems. I drink it because I like the taste. I know. I want to, our founding fathers drink hams, so that's why I want to drink hams.
Well, the old tip of the cap to the ancestors, the Burnett family ancestors there.
I'm talking about the country's founding fathers.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Anywho, before we go, pristineauction.com. You need to go. Get free $10 using the promo code RIP, R-I-P. Free $10. You can fill out your man cave with some of the cool stuff on pristineauction.com, whether it be sports, art, music, movies. They got tons of stuff at pristineauction.com. Free $10. Use the promo code RIP. All right, Dylan, let's go to the beach.
Let's do it. See you there.
Let's do it. Talk to you guys next week on episode 96 of Rip the Fence.